Day 89. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and it's going to be going on 3 o'clock in the morning, but I want to play more of this game. And now I have the Mantle of the Night, which means I might be able to draft the Armory, which is a room I've never seen before, so that's very exciting to me. And here's the schoolhouse that I wanted to visit again, because there was an Alzara thingy that suggested... Can I interact with this, possibly, if I had... I don't know, the sledgehammer or something? I don't think I ever looked at the ceiling in here, either. And Alzara Vision talked about the sound of, like, children's footsteps running around. Oh, there's a coin here. That's interesting, and it was on Herbie's desks. There's a lamp. Does it say anything here? No. And Alzara Vision had the children. Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. And it was the same vision that also had the drawing room and everybody sitting in the chair in the drawing room, and I still have to solve the safe with the drawing room. So I'm thinking there's something to find here. But I don't know what. I guess I could come back here if I get a sledgehammer, I guess. Because that seems like the most likely something I could do. And thanks to the freezer, I have a bunch of money and gems to start off the day. So that's a nice bonus. I want to try to draft the Armory. And then other than that, I don't know that I have a whole lot going on. Less common floor plans. Sure. And actually, there's something I want to check on in the library. There's an apple here, by the way. Yum. Let's go up here. Here's these records, which I'll show on the screen briefly. I need one more upgrade disc. And then in the scrapbook, this stuff hasn't really changed. This stuff hasn't really changed. Hey, stamp collection. And it shows a little magnifying glass on the page. Can I read any of these things? If I had a magnifying glass again, I could review all the stamps. And actually, okay, I've got 7 of the 8. So the only one I don't have is Coriandra or whatever, the University Orange Heart Place. Is what I know about it. And yeah, I'd like to learn something about its weather or transportation or something, I guess. And anything else changed in here? Alright, that seems to be all the same. Great. There is still a shop I have not drafted, and I don't really have any ideas about what that could be. And I was thinking for the closed exhibit, maybe we have to use the power of the blue crown, which removes a red room from the drafting pool, in order to like add another red room into the drafting pool to get the closed exhibit to appear, possibly. A random thought that I had. I don't really want the classrooms. Showroom's good. I have 110 monies. I doubt that's enough to buy everything. If I can get 60 more, which I might be able to do, like a vault would already get me most of the way there, I might be able to buy out the showroom, which would get me another trophy. So that is a thing to consider. So we'll try to do that. It just occurred to me This hand, I've been making a note of hands, but they were kind of like the giant hands that had like fingers pointing. This hand does not have any fingers pointing. It's just here as a model for holding the emerald bracelet, I guess. But it is a hand, so I thought I'd point it out. Hallway, sure, it sounds good. I could use keys, definitely. Don't know anything about the armory. Let's take the observatory because I do want to go to the south. And also it'll give me some good things. Grab another star. And apples are more tasty. Hooray. Delicious apples. Ballroom is not particularly good. I would like to go straight on through and try to draft as much as I can. So I think I will spend a star to redraw and see if we can get something better to go through. And I don't. I'll try once more. The armory! Here we go. Weapons and armor for sale. Tell me more. Alright, we have cannonballs. Stacked in a pyramid, as they often are. That's just kind of boxed off, because there's no doorway there. We have a giant spiky mace. We have an anvil, where things are forged. We have a pizza oven. That's what I choose to call this. Self-igniting torch. Can light candles and ignite fuses. Do you wish to push... Oh, neat. Sure. Okay, so rather than having to get the burning glass, we could just purchase this, I guess. Here's the knight, of course. Knight shield. Once per day, when drafting, you can equip the knight shield to ignore negative effects of any red room. Sure, I'll purchase this too. Okay, so you could use that like on the weight room and not take the step penalty. There's a black knight in the knight's room, so let me make a note of that. Alright, so black knight in the armory. Oh, I forgot to read its description. Stone chamber, ancient weapons and armor from the Second Era. This room appears to predate almost every other room in the house. One of the lost strongholds of Arinda Ares. Oh, and this is the shop. Haha, I was saying I was still missing a shop. I found it. And it's also a black print. Interesting. Interesting. But does this show up in the room directory under the shops? It does. Are there other things that are black prints? I feel like I've seen that somewhere before, but I don't remember. Yeah, black print, huh? What does a black print mean as opposed to a blueprint? And is that it? I bought the shield and the self-igniting torch. I wonder if it has different inventory it sells on different days, or if these things are always available. The mace, can I? Okay, I can get the mace. Morning Star. Can knock the locks off chests and trunks. Tomorrow morning, gain 1 star. Okay, so it's basically a purchasable sledgehammer, a purchasable burning glass, and a purchasable one-room selectable shelter. Okay. I'm glad to know what it is. I'm glad to get the shop filled out. Don't think any of this is going to be a game changer for me in terms of gameplay. But now we know. Alright, other things I could be trying to do. Getting vault keys to a vault would be great. Getting... apples are extra delicious today. 5 steps. Nice. Here's one of the hands I was talking about before. Trying to figure out a way to get into the cloister. Maybe the Morning Star can break in there. Who knows? Are there other things I can think of to ignite Like, the fact that you can buy this makes me think that there might be other things I need to ignite. There's like, is it like scuff marks or... It's almost like someone wrote like equals V on the bottom of this bureau or something. And it might just be like decorative. Or, I feel like maybe somehow there is a safe in here and there's something... Okay, so what are all the interactable things in this room? There is the picture. We can't get on the other side of the bed. There's nothing there. I don't look at ceilings enough, but there's really nothing going on in the ceiling here. There's the paper swan. There's this globe that doesn't spin around, and it's not really a globe. It's just kind of like a purple sphere. There's all this art kind of stuff that I can't really get a good look at. There's this hat. A number of rooms have hats. I don't think they're necessarily meaningful. There's another paper swan. There's another one of these triangle thingies. And of course there's greetings from Reddington. And none of it seems interactable and none of it's helping me over here. So I might be barking up a wrong tree. You have the moon pendant. Have I ever had the moon pendant while I was in this room? I couldn't tell you offhand. Okay, I think for now it's time to move on. I was trying to talk about other things I might be able to do. Go through the drafting studio and get the solarium into my deck so I can finally get that, find out if it does anything interesting other than draft rare rooms. And now that I have the Morning Star, I would like to return to the schoolhouse outside and see if I can bust anything up. And I guess I should see if the workshop, like, tries to do anything with these thingies. Walk-in closet is not bad to get some items. And I still have some drafting power in terms of open doorways. So I don't mind closing this off for now. 1, 2. I don't think I've ever seen a key sitting over here. 3, 4. The dormitory I thought I made rarer, and it still keeps popping up. It's kind of bothering me. Sure, we'll go ahead and draft the dining room. And I'll grab my lunchbox. There's the foundation up ahead. Let's try to clear out this portion of their world. I do need the keys, so I will take this, even though the commissary would also be pretty good. Hey, there's some running shoes in here. That's neat. Very cool. Let's grab the keys I just mentioned. And over here, break room would get us around the corner, and it would also get us some keys, which is what I need, so we'll take that. I don't see any money on the counter. 4. 2 dots. I'm imagining this means do it twice, so I'm going to guess 8. That seems to be right. So 5 times 1 times 1 is 5. No. 4 times 2 is 8. No, 4 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 5, maybe it means multiply the number times 2, and so this is actually 5 times 2 is 10. That seems to be it. So possibly 2 dots means double the number that is pictured. Oh, this has changed. What? Rules for staff. 1 point per consecutive dartboard solved during breaks. Each week, point totals reset, and weekly leaders get an extended lunch. I think this is just flavor. However, can I... Oh, there are 7 people listed here. Let's see how many of them I can identify. AB is probably Anne Babbage. CT, I guess, could be Christoph something that starts with T. KD could be Chef Someone to Camp. Or it could be Kirk Darren. Which may or may not be a pseudonym. HR is Hartley Ruota, the valet. RM, I guess, would be Randolph Moore. RN would be Robert Nagula, who is the new orchard groundskeeper. KT would be Kimberly Thompson, the lab tech helper person who is assisting Moore. And they each have a number of points, and this might be important. So I definitely should screenshot that. Yeah, I guess I can see it all here, so I should take a screenshot like this. So has this been here ever since I updated the break room, or... and I just failed to notice it, or... I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and grab the workshop just to see if it tries to let me combine the mace with anything, for example. It does not. And so none of the purchased items show up as things to try to combine in the workshop. All right, great. And if I wanted to get the trophy and buy out the showroom, I could break the piggy bank. I think I won't do it yet, but toward the end of the run, I could consider that. Because there should be plenty of money in there. I currently have 111 steps, by the way, but I'm going to eat dinner and make it even more. And that's got to be a new record in terms of the number of steps that I have. But basically, I've run into keycard issues. And so, hopefully we can find something over in this direction. So far, I haven't really drafted up anything decent. Kennel, sure. Nothing over here. Yeah, I don't have a shovel or anything. Nook is acceptable. So I'll take that. I'm back in good shape with normal keys. Who beep? There's a coin on the ground right there. This is interesting that my claim check is lighting up. Because I've got power running through this room because I'm drafting out of the aquarium. Does the coat check have power? Does that do anything? I do have more drafting available to me. Like, the way that's lighting up kind of makes me think it does something. I'm gonna take the risk. I don't think there's anything going on with coat check getting power, but I have to know. Doesn't look like it's receiving power in any way. And I don't imagine... yeah, I already have a checked item. Yeah, so I think I just kind of wasted that, but that was interesting looking. Alright, I've only got a couple rooms left. I'm hoping just to, like, get the vault or something, so I might be able to buy out the showroom without breaking the piggy bank. Oh, and the pump. It was connected via the pump from the aquarium. Alright, well, none of these are what I want. And none of those are really what I want. And none of those are what I want. Do I want anything other than the vault? I mean, the mailroom's not awful. I'm curious. The King's Throne, I was thinking, could be the lavatory. Have I ever tried to, like, smash this with a mace or a sledgehammer? Doesn't seem like I can. Does this room serve a purpose? Like, all the other red rooms had a particular purpose. You could play the red room smart and have a beneficial thing. I mean, I guess there is a water source here if you had the watering can. But is there a purpose to the lavatory? And if so, what is it? I don't know. Alright, does the mace work on here? Like, it looks like this would crack open, doesn't it? But maybe not. I mean, obviously I can turn that knob to turn the thingy on and off. Is there anything else that's interactable in here? So the weird boards on the ceiling. Do I think anything about them? Like, they look like they could be puzzle pieces, actually. Like, if I somehow, like, screenshotted all of them, that they might fit together somehow, but it also could just be odd boards. And have I seen this type of wood with kind of like black lines going through it, almost like tiger stripes, anywhere else? Can't think of it if I have. Well, I have tons of steps, so I might as well drop off a bunch of my money in here, and we'll definitely be able to break open the piggy bank and buy out the showroom on some future day if we choose to. And then I'm going to call it a day in the break room. One new room, the armory. Alright, 9 times 2 is 18. 3 times 2 is 6. There's nothing in this row. Add another 6 and I get 12. Subtract 11 and I get 1. 20 minus 16 is 4. Squared is 16. Alright, easy enough. I appreciate how many little variation kind of things they've got going on in this billiards game. Keeps it fresh. Was this always in the Geist bedroom? There's like the angel spirit of Draxus' death, who is floating over the bed. I feel like I would have seen that before. I don't think I can interact with them. Here's my inventory in case it matters. But he's like floating above the bed here in the Geist bedroom. Is it possible I've walked in here and picked up the dice and just never seen it? I feel like for some reason he's only visible. Maybe in this location or something? Like maybe you need the light coming in through the window or something? But this is definitely Draxus. We can tell by his skull and his Reaper thing and his wings. And so he is the aforementioned Geist. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so I'm coming out of the aquarium. This does show powering up the garage. I'm going to cut off the north section, but I'm okay with that. I just want to experiment with the garage. If the garage has power, does that mean I can press the button? I can't. Oh, but it just opened this anyway. Even though this is not lit up green. So I guess that's what the power does. It basically runs the garage door opener. Okay, well I had an experiment running that said it was going to spread grass on the driveway, and it's successfully triggered 4 times. And it happens anytime I draft a bedroom, thanks to the... or a mechanical room, thanks to the blessing of the Tinkerer. But while we're here, let's just see on the driveway. Like, I would have assumed that this was the driveway, but I don't see any dirt here. Spread dirt on the driveway. So maybe it is the front driveway? In which case I'll have to make sure I get back to the front of the house. Okay. I'm getting a little bit short on food, but I can probably find some to make sure I have steps to get back. I can get some food out of the pantry, actually. Sure, let's do that. And also monies. There's no food in this pantry. That's never happened before. The maid's quarters, the maid chamber was cleaning up, and so she cleaned up the food in the pantry, I think is what must have happened. That seems plausible. The vault. I don't have a vault key yet. And honestly, I only have one more room to draft, but I'm okay with that. Let's take the vault. I'll grab all the monies over here. And then we'll see if somehow we get super lucky. Like, I might dig up the vault key out front if there's a bunch of dirt patches. It's a possibility. And with dinner, I would have enough steps to walk back after I walk out. So, yeah, that seems plausible to me. Okay, so I'll take all this money. I'll draft south of the courtyard. I'll go back to the front. I could buy some things here. Is there anything else that I would want at this point? Is there any chance you could buy a vault key? I doubt it. Where am I most likely to find it? I really don't know. I've got a few spots left I could draft. I'll take the commissary just in case there's something good in here. But yeah, I don't even think I'm going to need the food. Because I do have a dining room back at the beginning. Yeah, so I'm just going to walk back. Oh! Dirt on the driveway got gathered into the conference room. You've got to be kidding me. It spread dirt on the driveway. And so the spread moved it to the conference room. That's hilarious. Okay. Key to the secret garden. Neat. Nothing of interest. And nothing of interest. Alright, we successfully, and there's some over here too. We successfully spread dirt into the conference. Oh my gosh, so much. This is the worst conference room ever. I think there was one more over here. Yeah, that is Crazy Town. And I guess a freezer would be nice because I have a lot of resources at this point. But yeah, now that I don't need to go out front, I'm just going to pop over here and eat my dinner. Which is a 20-step pizza. And we'll try to draft some more bedroom. I mean, the bedrooms would just get me. I want to find a vault key. Where's the most likely place to find a vault key? The locker room, maybe? I could also draft the armory again, just to see if it's exactly the same stuff. I think I will actually do that. So, we got the mace, we got the torch, we got the shield. Seems like it's exactly the same stuff. Alright, so I've seen it twice. It was always that. Mechanarium will probably work out fine for me and still give me the left doorway. Yeah. And I might as well take a peek in case there's any good items hidden behind here. That's got a lever, don't care. And this one has a key, which I totally don't need, but I'm going to take it anyway. It's a silver key, as a matter of fact. And then drawing room. I really think, based on what we learned in the previous episode, that if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. If we count small gates, I've tried this before, I'm gonna try it again. So, small gates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 small gates. The number 9 can never appear in a safe code. So counting them somehow wasn't right. So maybe I need to count the paintings that have small gates. So in this case, there was 1, 2, 3 paintings that counted as 3. And so that's basically 2, 4, 6 that I overcounted. And so if we go from 19 down to 13, how about 08, 13? All right, that's not correct. What else can I think of? If we count small gates, there's 19 small gates on 13 paintings. 8 dates crack 8 safes. Count small gates. Just out of curiosity, what if I count the large gates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I got 22 large gates. How about 822? Like, I'm really just kind of grasping at straws. That was not it. In terms of noteworthy objects in the room, there's the painting. The purpose of the painting is to have the bent candlestick in order to help you find the safe. So that's taken care of. There's all the wall paintings, which have large gates and small gates. There's the clock, which for the most part seems to be an ordinary clock. There's the fireplace, which is surprisingly empty. There's the telephone, which has the little marker thingy set on 4 for whatever reason. There's 2 large chandeliers, each of which has 8 candles on it. 0808. This can't be right, but I'm gonna try it. Some people are facing to the left and some people are facing to the right. Oh boy, what if I count only the left small gates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them are facing to the left, which should mean that there's 7 of them facing to the right. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I keep coming up with different numbers? Okay, this time I got 13 left and 6 to the right. So what about 0613? That is not it. Okay, gait is usually only used as a word for like a horse's step. Small gaits could refer to a small portrait of the horse. Doesn't really make sense, but suppose I did that. There's one small horse, 2 small horses. I just don't know. Alright, well, I don't know that anything good came out of this run, but I think it's time to call it a day once again. So I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints, where today we finished up an archaeological jigsaw house. For now, bye-bye.